Confidence is persuasive. It sounds like truth. It feels like certainty. And that's why it's so dangerous. History is filled with people who were absolutely sure and absolutely wrong. They weren't confused. They weren't doubting. They weren't insecure. They were confident. Confidence does not require truth. It only requires repetition. Say something long enough, defend it hard enough, surround yourself with people who agree with you, and confidence will grow, even if reality doesn't. That's the trap. Because confidence convinces you that questioning is weakness, that reflection is unnecessary, that correction is an insult. Confidence says, I know. Truth says, look again. Here's the uncomfortable reality. You can be sincere and still be deceived. You can be passionate and still be misaligned. You can be convinced and still be walking in the wrong direction. Confidence doesn't confirm truth. It often replaces it. Think about this. No one wakes up and says, today I'll believe something false. They wake up saying, this makes sense to me. This feels right. This aligns with who I am. And slowly, truth is measured by comfort instead of reality. That's why confidence is celebrated today. We praise certainty. We reward strong opinions. We admire people who never hesitate. But hesitation is often the doorway to wisdom. The most dangerous mindset is not doubt. It's unexamined certainty, because once confidence settles in, listening stops. And when listening stops, learning dies. Here's something rarely said out loud. Confidence makes bad ideas harder to remove than ignorance. An ignorant person can learn. A confident person defends. Confidence builds walls. And once those walls are up, truth has to knock very hard to get in. This is why arguments rarely change people. Because most people aren't defending truth. They're defending identity. To admit you're wrong doesn't feel intellectual. It feels personal. It feels like losing ground, like losing status, like losing control. So confidence tightens its grip, and slowly certainty becomes a prison. Confidence says, I don't need to listen. Truth says, if you stop listening, you stop growing. Here's the shift most people never make. Truth is not confirmed by how strongly you believe it. Truth is revealed by whether it holds when challenged. Real truth survives questions. False confidence avoids them. That's why shallow certainty collapses under pressure and deep truth becomes clearer. But pressure only works if you're willing to face it. Many people confuse peace with correctness. If I feel calm about it, it must be right. But feeling calm doesn't mean you're aligned with reality. Sometimes it just means you've stopped resisting the illusion. Confidence can anesthetize the conscience, and when conscience goes quiet, correction feels like an attack. Here's the turning point. The greatest danger is not being wrong. It's being wrong and immune to correction, because then nothing changes. Confidence without alignment is like speed without direction. It feels powerful until you realize you're far from where you were meant to be. So ask yourself this, honestly, when was the last time you allowed yourself to be corrected? Not debated, not validated, corrected. When was the last time you let truth interrupt you? Because real wisdom is never loud about itself. It doesn't need to shout. It invites examination. And that's the difference. Confidence demands agreement. Truth invites surrender. Confidence says, trust me. Truth says, follow, even if it costs you comfort. If you've never questioned what you're most certain about, that's not strength. That's vulnerability disguised as power. The strongest people are not those who are always sure. They are those who are willing to be reshaped. Because truth doesn't flatter. It realigns. And realignment is often uncomfortable. But here's the relief no one tells you. You don't lose yourself when you release false certainty. You find yourself. You don't become weaker when confidence cracks. You become honest. And honesty is the beginning of freedom, so let the question linger. What if you're confident and still wrong? Not to condemn you, not to shame you, but to free you from defending what was never meant to carry you. If this unsettled you, that's not accidental. That's the beginning of clarity. Stay with us, because the next step is learning how truth actually finds you, even when confidence lets go.